How do Austrians look at current interventionist government policies regarding the economy?
Well, they think it's a disaster. Again, governments, they think, you know, they have to intervene in people's life to make it better. To give you a lame example, let's say that your neighbor is a sad person and the government doesn't want him to be sad, so they grant him $1 billion. Good for him. He's sort of happy. He also happens to be a big Mercedes fan. So he starts buying all the Mercedeses from his local dealership. The next day he says, I want more Mercedeses. But his local dealership ran out of stock. So he goes to the next village, the next city, maybe even the next country to buy all these Mercedeses. So he will keep buying and buying and buying. And what happens is, of course, all these Mercedes dealers will call Mercedes factory, hey, we need more Mercedeses, start producing more. And Mercedes Germany thinks, oh, we should increase capacity. So they increase, you know, they put a new big fabrication yard, they train people to become, you know, auto workers, etc. They will phone up their suppliers, hey, you need to increase your supply capacity because otherwise, you know, we run into trouble. So they also will buy, you know, or build new buildings. That means that the secondary and tertiary effects are, of course, construction companies will get a lot of business, the cement companies, the construction workers, everything goes well. And this is exactly what politicians like to see. They give somebody $1 billion and you get all these effects. But then comes the day that your neighbor buys his last Mercedes. All his money is spent. And he has a problem because the next month he has to buy or has to pay for the insurance on all these cars. He has to buy for the petrol, he has to pay for MOT and other kinds of taxes, which he can't. So basically he's been pushed into bankruptcy. So they confiscate all these Mercedes. What happens? These second-hand Mercedes are dumped on the market by auction. So prices of second-hand Mercedes and also second-hand cars will drop. Deflation, kind of what we're seeing now in the economy. Secondly, Mercedes factory itself is too large. They got too much capacity, but they invest a lot of money and they like to earn a little bit back of that. So they start dumping Mercedes as well. They get overproduction. So also new Mercedes and other new cars will drop in prices, more deflation. All these construction workers and all these auto workers that got trained will be laid off because no more extra factories will be built. While everybody was aiming for extra capacity and has put a lot of money into it, all of a sudden they cannot sell that extra capacity. And this is what in economics is called a misallocation of resources. And when you start meddling with people and with the economy, this is exactly what happens. You cannot predict what happens once you give that 1 billion. Therefore, we should not do it. And that's why the Austrian school really, really dislikes interventionism in the economy or in politics for that matter.
So what would an Austrian propose?
Well, very simple. Let the economy be. And if the economy doesn't have any distortions, then don't fix it. It's not broken. Let it go. And if it has distortions, and that can occur, the thing is, don't manage the symptoms. Go for the causes. Go for what is the reason why this is distorted and then fix that. And that's what politicians are doing. They're only looking at the symptoms and they want to fix the symptoms and that's it. But you never fix the problem. Actually, if you only fix the symptoms, you make the problem worse. And that's, I think, why the Austrian school is so good to look at from this perspective. Respect complexity of the economy. Don't meddle in it when it doesn't need to be fixed. That's basically, and if it needs to be fixed, please do a little bit digging, look at the real causes, and that's it.
Thank you.